Hoboken, New Jersey. We could probably stop the show right now, but I'm not going to because you paid your money and we're going to go a little bit longer. Hoboken, New Jersey, also the home of, who knows? Frank Sinatra, yes. Soon I'm going to be talking to audiences who don't know who that is. You know what I mean? But Frankie, so let me just tell you about Frankie. So my grandmother knew Frankie's mother. So think about this. Frankie, his mother, my grandmother, me, 4 degrees of separation. You, if you touch me, 5 degrees of separation from Frank Sinatra. Pretty crazy, huh? You can touch me at the break. I know you're going to be feeling so good. I know. Now, both sides of my family are Italian. That's just what Stanley Tucci says every episode of his show about cooking in Italy, to which he did not invite me, by the way. But my family's Italian on both sides, too, just like his. My mother's family is from the Naples area, and my father's family is north, from Genoa. Now, there's a saying in Italy, chickpea should marry chickpea, fava bean should marry fava bean, and never the twain shall meet. Well, my mother was a chickpea, and my father was a fava bean. They did stay together for their whole lives until they died, God rest their souls. But there were things. There's always things. Now, I went out of the family, and I married a rutabaga from England. Yes. My grandmother used to call him a limey bastard because he was not Italian, I know. Because in Italian families, you bring everybody into your family. You don't go outside of the family. I thought that I was Italian before I knew that I was American because our whole life was these families. On my father's side, from Genoa people are not the Italians you see on television. Genoa people are more from the German sort of way of being. And they're sweet, and they're kind, and they're nice. And from them, I learned about love. I learned about making raviolis. My grandmother, my father's mother, made tiny little raviolis. You probably never had these. They're stuffed with something called ping. It's different meats and spinach and egg and cheese. And the dough, is so light. It melts in your mouth. And you could eat like 25 or 30 because they're so light. And making them for a family means you're making like hundreds of them. And you have to lay them out on the tablecloth, which was covered with flour so they could dry. And can you imagine, we did this all our lives with no refrigeration, and we are still alive today to say it. Just saying about that kind of thing. From my father's family, I also got, I think, my love of singing. Because my father's family, in the summers, we gathered every summer at the Jersey Shore. Well, first of all, not that Jersey Shore that's in the show, right? We don't talk about, that's not Jersey. Those Guidos are not like what Jersey really is. No, but we were at the Jersey Shore, but we were back in the woods, in the sort of uncharted land of the swamps, because that's where our family had money to be. And we had shacks, and our shacks had no hot water, just running cold water, no plumbing. We had a double-seater outhouse in the woods, and that's where we spent our summers with my father's family. We loved it. We thought it was like the Kennedy compound without toilets, if you know what I mean. And when they gathered in the evening, my father, my uncles, my aunts, my grandparents, they sang. And they sang the old songs, sitting on the porch, drinking their highballs and their whiskey and sodas. And so I learned all the old songs. So you might know, I'm going to sing a song for you, which you might know. And if you do, please sing along. Maybe we'll try it in that key, I don't know. And you can do harmony, too. We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices singing. They seemed to say, you have stolen my heart. Now don't go. Sang love's old sweet songs in Moonlight Bay. Now that song is so sweet. It only has, that's the whole song, that's it. There's no other verses. I've looked it up forever. So let's sing it again because you sound so good. And did you know that singing is good for your brain, especially at our age? Singing makes us feel better and raises our endorphins. Oh, and if you wanted to play your kazoos, Everybody has a kazoo on their table, which you get to take home. A present from Aunt Lena. Open up your kazoo. Now, do you know how to play a kazoo? Some people don't. You have to, you don't. You got to hum into the big end. Not blow, but hum. Go ahead, Bill, try it. Bill, hum. Oh, nice, Bill. Nice. You got, yeah. Oh, Bill, you got it. Okay, you got it. Okay. You can do harmony on the kazoo because now you can say you play an instrument if you don't play an instrument, which is also good for your brain. Oh, Bill, that sounds pretty. I think that is a B flat. You know, I have a kazoo back here that I can tune, it says. Okay, here we go. Ready? So we got the harmony, we got the kazoos, we got the melody, people. Okay, all together. Here we go. We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. Sounds so good. You could hear the voices singing. It seemed to say, you have stolen my heart. So good. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet songs on Moonlight Bay. Oh my God, you guys are so good. I love it. So good. Okay, then they did move up from singing those kind of songs to singing a little more contemporary songs of the time, like in the 60s. So we're going to do this song that they used to sing, and my mother used to dance to it, and my aunts used to dance while they sang. And so you're going to know this song, and you're going to know which part you're going to sing. Well, you can sing the whole thing if you want. And you can do the kazoo part, too. Okay, here we go. Ready? The Drifters, Under the Boardwalk. Here we go. I mean, this is like one of the songs, the best songs of all time. When the sun's so hot, melts the tar upon the roof. Oh, so good. And my shoes are so hot, I wish my tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, I'm loving it. Down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. This could be a good kazoo part now. Ready? Under the, out of the sun, under the, we'll be having some fun under the, we'll be people walking above under the boardwalk. We'll be falling in love under the boardwalk. Boardwalk, here we go. From the park you can hear the happy sound of the carousel. I'm channeling my mom. You can almost taste the hot dogs and french fries they sell. She'd be going, under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. Here we go. Are you ready? Boardwalk, out of the sun, under the, we'll be having some fun under the, people walking above under the, we'll be making love under the boardwalk. Boardwalk. Whoa, nice. I have never heard such fine kazoo playing to Under the Boardwalk until tonight. So that was my father's family. So sweet, so nice, so kind. And then there was my mother's family from the Naples area. So loud, so rude, so flamboyant. But there was something I forgot to tell you about that boardwalk, though, that's really important. That boardwalk was Asbury Park, New Jersey. Right? And we went there. That's near where we had our house in within the wetlands of the woods. And we would go there once a summer. My grandmother from my mother's side would take us to buy us saltwater taffy and go on that big thing. What do you call it? The Ferris wheel. But what I wanted to do was go under the boardwalk with a boy. That's all I wanted to do. And they never let me escape long enough to do that. And even though I learned in Catholic school that French kissing could get you pregnant, I did not believe that. No way, no how. Now, I didn't know how you got pregnant, but I knew it wasn't from French kissing. Anyway, I never got to go into that boardwalk till I was with the rutabaga. And we didn't go, we went out on the rocks, the Rip Rap it's called. We were way out there on the rocks doing kissing out there on the rocks. That was crazy, wasn't it? That was the closest I got to Under the Boardwalk. But my mother's side of the family, back to them, they were so crazy and wild. And the ladies dripped with jewelry, and they wore high heels and red lipstick, and their hair was up. Nothing like my father's family. I mean, my grandmother had a restaurant in Hoboken, New Jersey. Well, it was a restaurant and a bar and grill, a liquor store. And at that restaurant, we went down there all the time when we were kids. There were 2 telephone booths inside the restaurant that had like doors, just like telephone booths. And over by the telephone booths sat our Uncle Luigi. And Luigi sat there all day long, and the phone would ring, and he would answer. Phone would ring, he would answer. And we finally said to him when we were a little bit older, what are you doing? He said, this is my office. We were like, oh, okay, this is your office. We found out later he was a numbers runner for the mob. And this is where he sat and took the numbers. People called, and they would play the numbers. And I don't know what he did with the money. I have no idea how that worked. But that's what my mother's family were like. They had people in the family, my mother's family. So you know what? I'm just going to sing you a little song that will give you a little more information about what it was like growing up with my mother's family. We were 5 kids, a big red dog. 5 kids and a big red dog. Ginger cat and a mama and a pa. Gray house, gray. We'll try this again. We were 5. This is what happens when you get old. Big red dog, a ginger cat and a mama and a pa. Gray house with a gray garage, awfully rusty swing set in our backyard. We were a normal family. It seemed just a normal family. Well, my mama went to work in a big black car that picked her up at our front door. Driver wearing black glasses. When he opened the door, there were a stack of violin cases on the floor. We were a normal family. It seemed just a normal family. Well, my grandma had that restaurant that seemed to be the favorite haunt of my Uncle Luigi and some of his cronies, always making book on the telephones. We were a normal family. It seemed just a normal family. Well, my great uncle was bosom buddies with a pop rock band from the late great 60s. That black car took us to private shows, mafiosa standing all around, but still we thought we were a normal family. It seemed just a normal family. Sunday dinners, the whole clan gathers to eat manigot made by my Nona. Each man had his own bottle of vino, all the violin cases under the window. A normal family. It seemed just a normal family. Normal family. Just a normal family. We thought, oh, clap. Oh, yes, clap. Of course, clap. Oh, sorry, clap. Sorry, I forgot the clapping. Clapping. Clapping is good. Yes. So I just should let you know that what I'm about to tell you tonight, what I've already told you, is mostly true, kind of like mostly dead. Just thought I would let you know. Some of it may not be true. Some of it may be true, and you'll have to guess which. Now, from my grandmother's family, I learned, my mother's side, I learned all the things. like the important things. Like, for instance, when I was about 11, one of my great aunts pulled me aside and said, when it's that time of the month, do not touch a plant. You will kill it. Now, I didn't even know what that time of the month was, by the way, okay? But I knew this was a really important piece of information. I didn't even tell my mother because the way she told it to me, I could tell it was a secret. Know what I mean? Well, when I found out what that time of the month was, I never touched a plant. But I did touch my brother often, but it never succeeded. Don't tell, never succeeded. Plants I still kill to this day. It must be now in my DNA. I can't get rid of the fact that I'm a plant killer. Ask a rutabaga, he will tell you that I still kill plants. Sometimes I put them outside to freeze to death because I feel so bad. I'm killing them in the house, so I put them in the plant graveyard, let them freeze to death on the back porch. Then I don't have to look at them anymore. Now, the other things we learned from my mother's side of the family, well, here was a big one you probably want to know. Sex. We learned about sex. Now, I'm going to tell you how we learned about sex. Okay, so first of all, you know about the French kissing gets you pregnant. We already went through that, right? But I didn't believe that. So here's how I learned about sex. My mother sat me down. I don't know, I was 12 or 13, I don't remember. She sat me down in the kitchen, and she said, I have something to tell you that's really important. And I thought it was going to be about the plant killing thing. But no, she said, a woman is on a pedestal till she gets married. And then when she gets married, she comes down. I imagined myself like the Virgin Mary on the pedestal at church, though I didn't know what virgin was, on the pedestal at church, with all the little candles around her. And then somebody was going to take me down. I thought it had to be somebody really tall because those pedestals are really high up, But I got rutabaga. And he managed to get me off that pedestal. I don't know how, but he did. He used a ladder. So I'm just, I was thinking, when I was thinking about this, I was like, we should do a show just about how everybody learned about sex. Like, we hear everybody's stories about how they learned about sex because everybody has different stories, though I don't know that anybody has a story like that. So that was my introduction to the world of sex. Then my introduction to the world of medicine, Italian medicine. Well, first of all, you know that we wore garlic around our necks. You have to do that to keep yourself healthy, right? On a nice little string. And then, did you do it at your house? You didn't wear garlic? Oh my God, you're probably sick all the time. That was probably the problem. You didn't wear garlic around your neck. Yeah. You what? Good. Start wearing, and then the other thing you can do with garlic is soak it in olive oil, and then take that olive oil when you have a cold or something, and rub it on your throat and your chest, and then put a wool sock around and pin it, and just keep it there. That's going to make you really feel better. Some of my relatives thought if you put it on your belly button, it would make you feel better, though we never went the belly button route. We just did it around the throat. And then, of course, the other way you use it is like this. Besides around your neck, you have to do rubbing of the head. Now, if you're sick, one of the great aunts comes over, or the grandmother, and they sit by you, and they dip their finger in holy oil that has garlic in it, and they start making the sign of the cross on your forehead, and they start saying prayers in Italian. And as you lie there, and they're making the sign, and they're saying their prayers, they start yawning. They say, oh, the maloca's coming out from you to me. And if you're really sick as they're praying, they start burping. The maloca's coming out. They're burping the maloca, the badness out of you, out into the air. Open the windows, they would say. Open the windows. Let the evil out. Let the evil out. And we loved when they did that. My father did not want anything to do with that. Remember, the Northern Italians. My mother believed it. We believed it. And the thing is, the more they burped, the sicker you were. And the sicker you were, that meant you got to stay home from school. It was always all about staying home from school. And you learn those prayers Christmas Eve in Italian. That's the only way you can learn them. Now, they didn't pass the prayers down to us, sadly. So I just do this on people's foreheads. And I say Italian words I know, like dove l'autobus, where's the bus stop, or elefante mangia zucchero, the elephant eats sugar, or and all the Italian words I'm learning. That's the kind of stuff I say. It still seems to work, though. You know what I mean? It still seems to work. Oh my goodness. Okay, now when you would go to their houses, their apartments, because they lived in the Bronx, and they lived in Jersey City, and they lived in Weehawken, and they lived in Hoboken. That's where they all emigrated to on the East Coast. And when you go to, and they all had apartments, none of them had houses, except for the ones that worked for the family. They had houses. Yes, we did. Yes, they had houses. We didn't really want to go into that very much. But anyway, the rest of them had apartments. Go to their apartments, and their apartments were railroad apartments, right? So you walk down that long hall, and then there's the living room, the dining room, the bathroom, the turlet, as they called it. Then there's the kitchen, right? And when they answered the door, they always were wearing their house dresses because that's what you wear in the house, right? Your house dress. I don't know if some of you have these hiding at your house. You may, or your grandmother may. Yeah, okay. It keeps you nice and tidy, your house dress, okay. Probably your grandmothers have these. I'm betting you they do, right? Okay. Nona had that, right? I knew Nona had that. See, everybody has these. They wore their house dresses. When they came to the door, they kissed you and they pinched your cheeks and they said how big you were getting. I hated that part. Then you go down to the kitchen where all the cooking is going on, and they're feeding you and feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. You got to eat whether you like it or not, because if you don't eat, you got no respect. Know what I mean? Everybody try this. It's a good little thing. You don't have to really spit. Just, yeah. It's a good little thing. You can use it for everything. Like if rutabaga says something to me I don't like, you know what I mean? It's an easy little gesture. It's a good thing to learn. Rutabaga is smiling at me right there. Sometimes I call him Brussels sprout. Or maybe, what's that thing? A dick? What? Not a dick. No. No. I meant a plum duff. A plum duff or a spotted dick. That's what I meant. A spotted dick. That's a dessert. That's an English dessert. Anyway, back to the relatives' house. We got off track there for a minute. So, okay. Then, of course, in the living room, they had plastic on their couch. I don't even have to tell you that. Everybody had plastic on their couches. And when you sat there, your chubby little legs would stick to the couch. And when you got up, it was awful. I don't know why it hurt so much. But here's the thing. Their apartments were always hot. In the winter, they were hot because they had the heat on so high. In the summer, they were hot because there was no air conditioning. And you never could open the windows at night because the night air made you sick. So their apartments were all closed up and hot, and you were always sticking to that plastic on the couches and the chairs. And then you would go to the turlet. Now, here was the thing. They called it the turlet. In the turlet, you would sit down. So here you are. You're a little kid. You sit down in the turlet. And you look up, and on the shower rail is hanging their underwear, their moudans, they called it. They're big. They're pink. They're yellow. They're white. They're enormous. And they're hanging over the shower rail because they don't want to hang them out on the back line off the fire escape. You know what I mean? Because that would be, they don't want anybody to see their moudans. And when you're a little kid, you're looking, you're thinking, how can anybody fit in those things? But here's the thing, dolls. Now, I know how they can fit in. Because I got my own pair of moudans. You know what I mean? I know. It's a sight for sore eyes. I thank you. They're going to ask me to be a model soon, to model moldons. Okay, anyway. And then, of course, they always had their knee highs. Well, they were stockings tied up around their knees, right? Because they didn't want to pull them all the way up because that was too much work. But they needed their stockings on in case they had to put their fancy shoes on. Now, of course, they always wore red lipstick. So we're just going to sit here by our mirror, and we'll put our lipstick on. Yeah, they would put it on all day long without even a mirror, but I'm using a mirror first. Yeah, okay, let's see. Is it on my teeth, dolls? No, it's okay. All right, it's good. Okay, it's good. Okay. Put it on. Something about the red lipstick. You can share it, and it doesn't give you germs, just like the communion cup. Know what I mean? No germs. I could pass it around for you dolls. And then, of course, they always put on their beauty mark on one side or the other. You never knew which side it was going to be, but it was there all the time, right? And, of course, they were dripping in jewels because you got to have all your jewelry on so you can be clanking when you walk. The snake bracelets, these were very, very spiritual, the snake bracelets, you know what I mean? I think they were like keeping the evil eye away from you. So they put their snake bracelets on. They would sit in front of their mirrors. And then the other thing I want to tell you, oh, my God, their rings is this. You're sitting at the kitchen table. You're looking at them all. They have unusual facial hair. And nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? It's like the secret of the family. Nobody talks about that facial hair. You don't know how they got that facial hair. You don't know how they're going to get rid of that facial hair. And you don't know if you're going to get that facial hair. Now I know the answer to that, too. And here's the thing, just a little aside. I don't know if you guys ever did this, but you go in the car. You think your face is looking like a baby's bottom, so smooth. But you pull down the mirror in the car. You know, maybe you're stopped at a light. Guys probably don't do this. You look in the mirror, and suddenly, springing out of your chin is an enormous black hair. Like, how did that get there from the morning till the afternoon? I always travel with tweezers, because then you got to pluck it out. I made a pact with my daughter. Do not bury me with hair sticking out of my chin. You're going to be your job to pluck me. Anyway, that's just another story. So they had this along their lips, and we didn't know if it was going to happen to us, and now we know that it does happen to us. Know what I mean? So here they are. They're all dressed. Now, let's see. Also, of course, their fancy shoes. They always had their fancy shoes because you have to be ready just in case somebody comes over to the house. I notice you're going to notice that I only have one buckle on my shoes because I have one earring, one buckle, because these were stolen from a shoe store in New York in the 1940s, these buckles, and just the other day one of them broke. But I figure it's better to have one than to have none. Know what I mean? Yes. Then the other thing they always wore, let's see what we got here. Oh, their pocketbooks. They always had their pocketbooks. They always had gloves because a lady always wears gloves when they go to church, even though church didn't seem to have anything to do with how they behaved. And then, of course, a lady always wears a hat. You cannot go anywhere without your hat. Know what I mean? And have fox in case it gets cold. They got to have their fox on. So let me just, one last thing. Their glasses. They always wore the glasses. Hang on. Hi, dolls. It's your Aunt Lena. Woo! So nice to see you here. Benvenuto and familia. Welcome to the family, because now you're part of the family. Know what I mean? Now, I'm going to have to take this fox off right now, but except, wait a minute. Tuttafari. Si. What does that do in there, Tuttafari? Yeah, take that away, Tuttafari. Si. Thank you, grazie, Tuttafari. Go ahead, you sit back down. It's good to have a Tuttafari. Don't be careful with that. Don't just be throwing that places. Okay, all right, yeah, all right. Anyway, all right. So, nice to be in Oregon. Hi, dolls in the back there. Yeah. Nice to be in Oregon because people are friendly here. And here's how I found this out. I was driving down the coast with Anne-Louise in her car. Highway 101. I was going to do some gigs because you know people everywhere want to meet me, of course. I mean, are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. And it's a beautiful sunny day, and there's waves crashing over there, and we're drinking our coffee, and suddenly I have to go to the restroom. Now, at your age, when you have to go to the restroom, you probably can wait like an hour. You know, you're probably thinking, oh, I just got to find one. At my age, there is no waiting. When you got to go, it's like, now, you got to go now. There's no waiting. So I said to Anne-Louise, quick, find a place, because I don't want to go in the grass over there by the side of the road, because I don't want to get no mosquito bites on my sweet little bottom, you know what I mean? So she finds this place. It's a place that says, we have what's on your list today. The place that has everything in their store. They must pay people to get everything in that store. I wonder what family they're connected with. Anyway, we get there, and I go into the restroom straight away. Walk as fast as I can. I go straight to the handicap store because I need some room, you know, at my age. And plus, have you ever seen the toilets now? The toilets in the regular bath stalls, they're like for a 2-year-old. You can't even bend down to sit on them. And once you get on them, you can't even get up. You got to get your chiropractor over to pull you up. So I like to go in the handicap store where I can, you know, sit on a higher toilet. So I'm sitting down there, just sort of getting organized, and I hear a voice. And the voice says, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm thinking, they're not talking to me. This is way too weird. So I'm just, you know, communing with whatever. And the voice comes again. "Hi, how are you?" Now, I do not want to be rude because we from the East Coast, we got a reputation of being rude, right? Though we do not talk to strangers in the toilet on the East Coast. But I figured I'd just say, hi, silence. So I'm still communing with nature, and then I hear that toilet flush, and I hear that little stall door slam, and I hear these little feet pitter-patter, 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 and the water turns on. They're washing their hands. And I'm like, great. And then the voice comes again, hey, are you still there? I was like, they can't be talking to me again. But the voice comes again, hey, are you still there? So I say, yes, I'm still here. And do you know, 2 seconds later, sliding under my toilet door is a little boy on his back with blonde hair, blue shorts, a red sneaker, and he pulls out his underpants. He said, look, I'm wearing Superman underwear today. And he's got this great big smile on his face. And I'm looking at him, and my muldans are around my ankles. I think he's probably thinking have pretty boring underwear. And I don't really know what to say for the first time in my life. We look at each other, we're smiling, and I think this is never going to end. When suddenly the big door opens, and a lady's voice says, Timmy, time to go. Why was Timmy in there by himself? I don't even know. And Timmy goes, bye, snaps his underpants back into his shorts, and out from the stall he goes. I never see him again. I just thought Oregon is an amazing place when people do this. And I have to say, though, I am hoping this is not going to happen tonight if I go to the toilet. No one's going to slide under the door. But he was so delighted with his underwear. I thought, this is a nice thing. Little things make you happy. So I just wondered, how are you feeling about your underwear tonight? Anybody want to share? Or show? I mean, you could show. I'm fine with that, too, yeah. I also got an extra pair of muldans up here. A nice white pair in case anybody wants to try on at the break. Oh, my goodness me. So if you're not happy with your underwear, maybe somebody has given you the evil eye. The malokia. Now, here's how this happens. Somebody likes what you have. They're envious of you. This is why you should never tell anybody anything about yourself. Just complain all the time. That's a better way to do it. If you complain, everybody will think you're unhappy, and hide your riches and everything, because otherwise they'll take them away. And if they want them, they're going to give you the malokia, the evil eye. Now, the way to protect yourself from that, you got to do that. Okay? So if you think someone's going to give you the evil eye, just to do that. That's good. Now you got two gestures now. You got oop, pa, and you got right? You're learning all the stuff. Yeah, that's even better. Right. That's even better. I'm going to put this down because I'm getting a little hot. At my age, I get a little hot sometimes. Anyway, yes, so evil eye. So this is how you can check whether you've been overlooked, it's called. Take a little saucer, put some water in it, and put a drop of olive oil in it. And if the olive oil spreads out, that means the evil eye is upon you. If it stays in one little dot, that means you're safe. And if the evil eye is upon you, then you got to go get one of the women healers to come to your house and say the prayers over your forehead. Maybe put some oil on your belly button so that you're going to be feeling better. I just wanted to share this with you because, this is a very, very important thing you need to know. So remember, complain. Don't tell anybody your good fortune. Just complain about things. And if you feel like someone's giving you the evil eye, right? Or you can wear the little red devil's horn on your neck. I should have brought some of those. Yeah, the devil's horn, a little cornata. It's a little red devil's horn. You can wear it around your neck. We should all have them. I should have one. Next time I'll give them. I'm giving you kazoos. I should give you devil horns next time. All right. Now, I want to teach you something about how to talk like me, because this is another important thing. I'm giving you all these important life lessons. Talk like me, right? Because everyone wants to talk like me. For sure. Okay. For sure. Thank you. So put your hand out like this. Say, waiter. That's the person who brings the food at the restaurant, right? Waiter, right? Okay. Then put this, wait a minute. Put this hand out, say water. Water. That's what you drink, right? Water. How do you say water in Oregon? Water. Right, yeah, no, water. No, so water. Move the mouth forward. Water. Okay. Now take the waiter hand, turn it over, say daughter. As if you was my little girl, you'd be my daughter. Know what I mean? Now we're going to do this song. This actually is an old Ella Fitzgerald song, though she didn't sing it quite like I do. I don't think it was one of her popular songs. But anyway, here we go. Follow along. 1, 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. Nice. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. Oh, I forgot to teach you thirst. Say thirst. Thirst. Okay. Now shake your hands out. Here's the thing. It's good for your brain to learn a new language and do things with your hands at the same time. So if you do this with me, your brain is going to be going absolutely crazy. Like hand motions, new words, it's crazy. And also a little attitude because, in Jersey, we got the attitude. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard for men to do the attitude with the hips because the hips get stuck because they're men. You know what I mean? But now, tutti fari, how are you with the hips? Perfecto. Tutti fari, you want to come up here and do the waiter in the water with me? Yeah, tutti fari. Yeah, tutti fari. Oh, my tutti fari. Everyone should have a tutti fari, can I just say? Boy or girl. Okay, ready, tutti fari? Loosen up those hips. Loosen up. See, he's got to loosen up the hips, everybody. And shake your head a little. And loosen your hips. Shake your head. It's good. Wave your hands around. Here we go. Ready? Okay, because your brain's going to be feeling so good after that. You're going to go home and you're going to go, bida bing, bida bang. It's going to be a good night for us. Know what I mean? Right, Tutafari? Going to be a good night for you. Come here closer to me. Notice how far away he stands. I'm not sure. Okay, you ready, Toot? Here we go. I love this guy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. Nice. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. Sounding good. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. Now, this was so good, we're going to do it in a round. Oh, my God, we're going to do it in a round. This is so crazy. You guys are so good at this. We're going to divide the room right here. Use in the back. Use back there. Use. I'm on this side. Okay. Use this Barbara lady here. This Mike lady. Are you the Mike lady? Are you the Mike? Okay. You're singing. I want to know you're sounding good. You are. I want you to sing this with me. Yeah. You're going to be this side. All you guys, David, Dick, all this side. You're going to be this side. Okay. Tutafari is going to lead this side. I'm going to lead that side. Okay. Now, Tuto, can you do this?
We're going to win.
Okay. You start. Now, you start. We're going to go through it twice. You start them off. Watch him. And watch me. Okay. Here we go. Ready? Go ahead, Toot. All right. I'm ready. Wait. Could you start a little higher? That's way better. Okay, here we go. That's better. Okay, here we go. Okay, my side. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. 2, 3. I want a waiter. I want a waiter. You guys are getting it. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter. Nice. I want a waiter with some water for my daughter, so my daughter don't die of thirst. Oofa, so good. You guys are so good. Most grown-ups can't do this, know what I mean? Now, 2 more words, and you could be official New Jersey Italian people. Coffee. Talk. Coffee, talk. Coffee, talk. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to go home, and you're never going to forget the waiter in the water. 10 years from now, you'll be who was that crazy Italian lady? He taught us the waiter in the water. Know what I mean? Yeah, waiter in the water. Aunt Lena, you're never going to forget. And now, Toot, we're going to have a little break.
Sure. We have now a little break. And am I Tutafari Rutabaga now?
Tutafari.
Tutafari. Okay.
Tutafari. No, forget the rutabaga.
I'm easily confused.
See.
So we're going to have a break, about 10 so minutes, and you can refresh your drink, tip the bartender very heavily. You can go to the bathrooms, which are around the corner there, and you can also buy one of Aunt Lena's books, Aunt Lena's Cucina.
Tell them what that is.
It's a cookbook.
It's cooking, and it's about cooking and life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cooking.
What could be
Yeah.
better?
And I'll even sign it for you for free.
Yeah, but you got to pay first, okay?
And we'll see us back here in like 10 or so,
Yeah,
50, 10 or
yeah,
so,
something
50
like
minutes.
that,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Okay, but first, clap. Everybody clap. Yay! You guys are awesome. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Okay, now take a break. I have to go hide somewhere or something. I don't know. What do stars do when they get off the stage for their break? What do they do? Do they talk to the people? Do they get water? Do they drink heavily? They drink heavily. Oh my gosh. They try to get off the stage in their high heels. They can't. She can't eat the almond and the milk chocolate. No, we can't. I know, terrible, terrible, terrible.
just want to make sure that you did tip the bartender. Hands up if you didn't. Didn't tip the bartender. Okay. And now, the second half. More Aunt Lena!
And I got my black cherry soda. I hope it doesn't make me burp. Because you know how that soda does. Now, so nice to talk to you over the break and meet new people and learn new things. And now I have a few little more things to tell you. First of all, because when you get to my age, some of you are close to my age, you never want to stop learning new things, you know what I mean? So you got to do new stuff because it keeps your brain good. And then a bit of bing, a bit of bang. I keep talking about that. Clearly, it's on my mind. It keeps you like young, you know what I mean? So belly dancing, I did belly dancing once, and I was so good at it. We'll have a discussion later, Tuttafati. You'll be sleeping in the barn. I was so good at belly dancing, when I graduated, I thought to myself, the next thing I should do, pole dancing. Of course, because I had a young friend, and she was doing pole dancing, and she said, Aunt Lena, you got to try this because it's really very good. It's good exercise, and it makes you feel good, and you kind of feel sexy, and you could get a pole for your bedroom after you learn. So I said to Tuttafati, should we get a pole for the bedroom? Tuttafati was not enthusiastic about that. That's all I have to say about that. But it's probably a good thing because here's what happens. You go to pole dancing lessons. I paid money for this too, you know. You go to lessons, and I go to this place, and it's in a big like a industrial warehouse building. And the room you go into, it was all mirrors on all walls. First of all, that's a terrible thing. You do not want to be looking at yourself from all different ways, and I didn't like that at all. But it was lit by red lights. It was very like warm, glowing red lights. And on one wall, it was all high-heeled shoes, about 5 inches high, and there were a couple of poles on the other side of the room, and there was a lot of young women there in their little things that young women wear. I was like in my, house dress. What else? And we had to do first calisthenics and exercises. So I thought, this is really good because I'm getting really fit and I'm really strong. And I was doing sit-ups and no push-ups, but sit-ups and whatever else we were doing. Then the teacher says, okay, the next thing you have to do to be a pole dancer is you need your pole dancing name, right? Now, some of you may already have thought about this. Maybe you, but maybe not. And this is how she said you could find your pole dancing name. An easy way. You could think of your first pet. Mine was Ginger. And you could think of a street you lived on when you were young. So a street I lived on first was Hudson. So Ginger Hudson. Nice, right? That kind of has a ring to it, doesn't it? Ginger Hudson. I mean, does anybody think about a name for yourself? Anybody want to tell me a name? You would be boys and girls if you were going to be a pole dancer. Who has your
Kelly. So first pet Kelly. Street I lived on. Kelly
Westman?
Westbrook.
Kelly Westbrook. Ooh, has a kind of a ring. Somebody back there was going to tell me. Yes.
Cupcake Decatur.
Oh no, Cupcake Decatur. Oh my God! Madonna Mia, you're gonna win the contest. Oh, I'm liking that cupcake. Anybody else? Well, now it's kind of hard to say something after that. Yes, you.
Fifi Dell.
Fifi Dell, Cupcake and Fifi. I should get you up here to do the pole dancing. Oh my gosh, Madonna. Yes.
My first pet was named Tammy, and I lived on Corcoran Street. So Tammy Corcoran.
Tammy Corcoran. This is amazing. Aren't you feeling kind of excited getting your pole dancing name? You know what I mean? It's not something you usually think about on Sunday nights. What's my pole dancing name? Yes.
We have a pet named Harry.
Yeah.
And we actually lived on a road in Bend called Remarkable.
Harry Remarkable. That conjures a lot of images. A lot of images come to mind when you say that. I'm kind of liking that name, yeah. Okay, Tuttafati, what about you?
Our first pet, who was only with us for 2 weeks before my mother kicked him out,
Uh-huh.
it was Ginger. Just
Oh,
like you.
oofa.
But we lived on Barnfield Road, so I would have been
Ginger Bonfield. Oh my gosh. Ooh. So I think everybody could take their pole dancing names and do something. I don't know what. You could do something with it, but something. Now, okay, so then we had our pole dancing name. Now, here was the next thing we had to do, and I'm going to have to take off my shoes to do this because even though I'm supposed to be doing this in 5-inch heels, I couldn't even do it in these low heels. The next thing we were supposed to do is learn how to have a sexy walk. So I thought to myself, a sexy walk in those 5-inch heels. Let me practice with no shoes on first. So you have to put your shoulders back. You have to have the posture, right? Arms kind of back, not in front. And then you have to put your feet like this and you have to move 1 foot at a time. We'll try again. It's really very hard to do. Okay, ready? Yes, here we go. Ready? One more time. I'm going to try. I really had to work at this. Okay. This lady here knows how to do it. Lady, come up right here. Come on up here. You show me. Come on, show us. Come on, because you got to put your hip out, and then your hip out, and then your hip out. My hips hurt. Oh my God, this is probably good for them. Just give us a little sexy walk here, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna go like this.
Oh, are you a pole dancer? Oh my God, look at her. She knows how to do it. Oh my God. She's teaching us all. Give her a big clap. Whoa. Thank you, doll. That was pretty good. And men can even be pole dancers too. They're probably stronger than women. You have to be very strong to be a pole dancer. That's what I found. Because the next part of the class was this. You ready? So you got your high heels, you got your name. There's the poles. Now the teacher says, line up. We're all going to take turns, walk towards the pole, jump up on the pole, and do a pose in your sexy walk. Okay, so I was watching all these young things do this, and I was still thinking about how do you do that dang sexy walk? How do you do that sexy walk? I'm not really getting it, but I get to the pole when it's my turn, and I take a leap, and I slide right down because I can't even hold myself up at all. So then I say, let me just try it one more time. So I leap on the pole again, slide right down to the bottom because I really can't stand. I can't hold myself up. So then I thought, okay, I'll just take my leg and wrap it around the pole like this and do a pose and pretend that I was hanging on the pole like a pole dancer. So that's what I did. When I came home and I showed Tutafati in the kitchen, I was like, look at my pole dancing pose. He was not impressed, I just have to say. So after 6 weeks, I did not graduate because I could not do it. But I was left with my pole dancing name, Ginger Hudson, and my sexy walk, which clearly I'm going to have to practice some more. I'll get this girl to teach me. So that's the things you do when you're old, you know what I mean? You got to learn new stuff. So pole dancing, anybody? We'll do it together. All right. And we got the chiropractor right back there in case anybody gets stuck. Yeah. Because you can see that my hips are a little stuck. I'm going to go see him on Wednesday. Thank God. Because I'm getting way stuck up here. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Now, a topic we have not covered, food. We had food for every occasion. We still do. No matter what we're doing, we have to have special food. And we always say, when you say, are you coming over? What are you going to make? And then you got to decide what we're going to make. We're going to make those raviolis. We're going to make sausage. We're going to make sausage and peppers. We're going to make lasagna. We're going to make manicotti. We're going to make all those things. But I just have to tell you something. Did you know spaghetti and meatballs is not something we have in Italy? Lady and the Tramp made that up in that movie. Did you know that? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Spaghetti and meatballs, we don't eat that over there. Americans eat that because they're Americans. What am I going to tell you? And one thing, I'm going to tell you about gravy now. Gravy. So we call spaghetti sauce. Oops, excuse me, it's giving me the burp, I told you. Spaghetti sauce gravy. A lot of Italians call spaghetti sauce gravy. We got brown gravy for the meat, like for roast beef and stuff, and then we got red gravy. Did you call it sauce in your family?
Yes.
Yeah, sauce. No, we called it gravy. Yeah, because you're probably from a different part of Italy. Are you from Sicily? Ooh, fap. Gotta be. Oh, go! She's giving me the. Oh, she said, "Oh, fango." Oh, she go. Oh my gosh, because she probably has the family. Probably know my family. You know the family. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, I take it back. But you called it sauce. I'm gonna give you sauce. I'll give you sauce. Okay, but we called it gravy. Don't do this to people you don't know, you guys, because you'll get yourself in big trouble. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We know. Ooh, okay. My mother used to go, ooh. So gravy, here's what I learned growing up, okay? You got to make your own gravy, because if you don't make your own gravy, you got no respect for yourself. And you got no respect for anybody else, right? Because you're feeding them something from a jar. Like, go down that supermarket that has everything you want today. They got a whole aisle filled with jars of gravy, which is not really the real thing. So you got to make your own, so you have respect for yourself and you have respect for the person you're feeding. And then I was sort of thinking about this, and I was like, this is kind of like life. Know what I mean? Like, you got to do it for yourself. You got to make your own gravy. You got to make your own life, because no one's going to do it for you. Now, Anne-Louise learned this one day when she was with Rutabaga. And they had the little kids, and she was home taking care of the kids, because that's what she wanted to do. And Rutabaga was out working, but he would go to work, and he would get to eat a whole meal with nobody wiping their snotty noses on his pants, and no diapers to change or anything like that. I was doing that all day long. So Anne-Louise was. So one day, Rutabaga comes home, and Anne-Louise is complaining to him. And Rutabaga says, one of the rare instances when he was right. Rutabaga says, Anne-Louise, I can't make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. And Anne-Louise was so mad at him because he was right. She went outside with a glass and she threw it at a tree and broke it, and she didn't talk to him for 3 days because he was right. How's my lipstick still? Do I need to reapply? Yeah, a little bit. It's going off. All right, reapply. All right, yeah. So Anne-Louise learned from Rutabaga, shockingly, that she had to make her own life and make herself happy. That's kind of like making the gravy. So I got a song about this for you, okay? How is it? That's good. Out of my teeth. Okay, anybody? I'm telling you, no germs. Not even in COVID, no germs, no germs. Okay, so I wrote a little song about this. It's called The Gravy Song. It's in the cookbook. Now we're going to try and play it. This will be interesting. We got to take our big rings off to play it, because you can't play with rings on. And there's going to be a part for you all to sing. And you are going to get it right away. And then you are all going to get your kazoos out, and you are going to sing it with me whilst I play it. Now let's see. Oh, hum. Eric, practice it with the kazoo, please. Practice. Give it a hum. Go ahead, hum. Hum. That's good. Practice. That's good, yeah. Give me a B flat. Give me a B flat. Yeah, That's good. That's very good. Very good. Okay. All right. Give me a C. How about a C? Give me a C. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Did you know that mark of Lena on your head is indelible? You do know that, right? It's never going to come off. Bobby's going to have that mark of Lena lips on his head. The mark of Lena. I can give it to other people, too. See, mark of Lena. When I was young, I loved to be a victim. It was so true. It was so true. I said it's not my fault. It always is them. They make me blue. They make me blue. But now I am a grown-up and I know this. I got a choice. I got a choice. To create my happiness is what I will do. I found my voice. I find my voice. It's going to be your part. Ready? Gravy, gravy, it will take you far. Gravy, gravy, don't get it from a jar. You make your own, you make your own. Your own, not from a jar. Making your own gravy feels like flying on a star. I'm sure you all know that song, right? You know that melody, right? You better. Okay, good. Okay, for sure. Here we go. That guy doesn't know I'm using his melody, but that's okay. Here we go. He's dead. Rest his soul. Yeah. Sometimes I find it hard to always do this, and so will you, and so will you. To make a change is always such a big risk. For dreams to brew, for dreams to brew. You take a step ahead and a step backwards. It makes you scream, it makes you scream. Don't stop, don't change your mind, keep walking forwards. You'll catch your dream, you'll catch your dream. Here we go, the gravy part with the kazoos. Gravy, gravy, it will take you far. Gravy, gravy, don't get it from a jar. You make your own, you make your own, not from a jar. Making your own gravy feels like flying on a star. I think you're getting it. Perhaps you think it's strange, you think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
You do? To sing this song, to make a change is not so easy. I forget my words, but me, I am so old and I know this. Take a risk. To create your happiness is what you will do. You'll find your bliss. Here we go, ready? Gravy, gravy, it will take you far. Gravy, gravy, don't get it from a jar. You make your own, not from a jar. Making your own gravy feels like flying on a star. Making your own gravy feels like, get those kazoos out, ready? Flying on a star. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh, nice kazoo playing. Very nice kazoo playing, even though I forgot the words because it's nice kazoo playing. Now that we're making our own gravy, the next thing we have to talk about is love. Because here's how it goes. I married the first time for money. This is how you do it. You marry the first time for money, then the second time for love, because then you have the money to do what you want with the one you love. See what I mean? Sadly, I had to marry twice for money before I could get enough money to do what I wanted with the one I loved. And those, all of them, sadly died. So I'm looking for a fourth husband. I got my stud finder here, and I'm thinking if I go around, and I'm not really sure how to use this, but if I go around and sort of like hold it up towards somebody or something, I'm going to find a nice stud to marry next. Tutti Fatti, you can still say part of the family. It's good to have a Tutti Fatti on the side. That's it. See. You could have first choice. See. So I'm looking for another, I'm going to use this after when we're done. So people ask me, well, if you had to marry someone you didn't love, then what did you do about that? And I said, well, here's what you do, because we didn't want to have a lot of kids. I don't want no little snot-nosed kids kicking around, you know what I mean? So here's Italian birth control. I'm going to give you the tip. Okay. So he comes home from work. He's tired, he's hungry, but he has that little sparkle in his eye. Know what I mean? And you think, oh, Madonna mia, not again. So you make him a dinner of pasta, a lot of bread, a couple of meatballs, a lot of cheesecake, a lot of red wine. You feed him all of this. It's called Italian birth control. And then after dinner, he falls asleep in a carbohydrate-induced coma. And then when it's bedtime, he can hardly get himself up to bed. And by morning, he's forgotten what he was thinking about last night. Yeah. And that's how you do it. You know what I mean? So that's just a little tip for you ladies, or you men. It could be for you men, too. So, and then if anybody's interested in being number 4, you can talk to me after privately, even if you haven't passed the stud test. I will probably let you talk to me privately, okay? So that's all I got to tell you about love. Love is hard work, you know? Love is love, and then and then there's always things. And the things we do for love, and the things we do for beauty. Here's something I did for beauty once that I'm never going to do again. So, in the old days, we used to wear something called girdles. Anybody remember girdles? No, you're probably too young, right? Some of you remember girdles. They were things you put on, and they sucked everything in, and they were supposed to make you smooth. And sometimes in the old days, they had whale bones, and after that, they were just this really tight material. And then we used to wear them all the time. Every day, you had to wear your girdle. You couldn't go out without your girdle. Then came women's liberation. We said, no more girdles. We're not doing this anymore. We're just going to be free. We're just going to let everything be free. So we did that for a while. And you know what? What comes back in? They now call it smoothing garments. They don't call it a girdle anymore. Spanx, yes, smoothing garments. So I was going to my niece's wedding, and I thought to myself, maybe I should try one of these smoothing garments, because I had a dress that was kind of fitted, you know. So I went to the store and bought one. Now, you don't really try them on in the store because they're a little personal to try on. This one went from here all the way up to the top. Now, you have to imagine, where is all that stuff going to go that's getting, it's like pushing up to the top, and then you got to tuck it all back in because there it is up there sticking out the top. But I was like, okay, I guess this is what you do now. But I had to try it on. Okay, so you can't get these things on. I had to lay on the floor with my legs in the air, trying to pull it down and then try to wiggle it up and get everything tucked back in while I was doing that. And by the time I was done, just to let me tell you, I was exhausted. And then I had to get the dress on after all of that. So I get the dress on. I'm very smooth. Very, very smooth. Tutafari zips me up. He says to me, "You're so smooth." I said, I know, doll. What can I say about that? So we go to the wedding. Well, here's the thing they don't tell you is you got to go to the bathroom sometimes, right? And, you know, I told you at my age, when you got to go, there's no waiting. It's not like I'm going to go in an hour. It's like I got to go now. So I finally had to go. And then I went to the restroom. It was in this very, very fancy place. And I go into the toilet. Somebody was in the handicap stall, so I had to go in the regular one. And then I realized I had to take all my clothes off to be able to go on the toilet because this thing went from here to there. So I had to take my dress off. Then I was going to have to take the thing off, the smoothing thing. Well, I wanted to go into the handicap stall because I didn't really have enough room. So I peeked out, I waited, and when everybody was gone, I tiptoed to the handicap stall. I took my dress off, hung it on the back of the door. Then I took that thing off. I had to peel it off me. Then I went to the potty. Then I'm left in the toilet with this thing I have to get back on. And I can't get it on. I'm trying to pull it up. So finally, I lay toilet paper on the floor so I can lay on the floor and put my legs up against the side and pull that smoothing thing up. I'm telling you, I wasn't feeling very smooth at that time. Pull it up and then tuck everything back in it so I was together again. But then I had to get the dress on. So I get the dress on, and there's nobody to zip it up. Meanwhile, Tutafaria sent a runner in to see what I'm doing, and I just said, "Oh, tell Tutafaria, tell him I'm fine, don't worry." So I get the dress pulled up, and I look out, nobody else in the bathroom. So I go over to the door, and I open the door, and I see a waitress coming down the hall. I figure I'll ask the waitress to zip me up. So I, "Psst, come in here, psst, psst." So she came in, I said, "Could you zip me up?" So she zipped me up, but what she did not tell me was that I had toilet paper hanging off the back of me from... So I went back out into that party with toilet paper hanging down the back of me, but I was very, very, very smooth. So I just don't want to tell you, the things we do for love are really crazy, and I'm never wearing that thing again. In fact, I threw it away, and Tutafari said it was just fine if I wasn't that smooth. Did you not, Tutafari? That was a very, very interesting experience I had, I have to tell you. Oh, my goodness. Now, I want to tell you one more thing about love, because it's really all about love, is it not? Yes. So I'm going to get my Tutafari up here to sing this song with me about love. It's by some lady that I don't know, and I can't find her online. She lives somewhere in like the Wisconsin place, you know, where those people live up there, maybe North Dakota, South Dakota. There's people that live there, maybe up there, I don't know. But I never can find her name online or the song. So thank you, lady, for writing the song about love. Because like I told you, love, and like you know, love is not a straightforward road. Love has its little ups and downs. And sometimes, though, you stay with the person because what the heck. Thank you, Tutafari. All right, are we ready? So we're going to sing you this song, and you're going to sing the chorus with me because you're going to get it very soon. Let's see, can we find our key, Tutafari?
Oh, choose a good key.
That's not a good key. How about this key? It's going to be that key. I will stay. Okay, that key.
All right.
All right. We always have this problem. Ready? Me. Okay.
Me. I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone. Our hearts still carry on. Oh, beat as one. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside. What was that thing again? Our hearts still beat as one? Like this.
Okay, let me just fix your shirt. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. Even though on our anniversary, I came home expecting hearts, flowers, champagne, diamonds, presents, whatever. And I found you on the floor taking your bicycle apart, and all your bicycle friends were there too.
Even though all the money I was saving to buy that vintage Colnago, which Fausto Coppi used to ride and apparently won the Giro d'Italia 1951. You spent that money on that stupid custom-made wooden cabinet to house those stupid glass figurines you keep buying. I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone. Our hearts still beat as one. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside.
Even though you can only sleep if the bedroom is entirely dark,
Yeah.
kind of like the Princess and the Pea about like, and I can't wear my miner's headlamp to read when I wake up because, you know, it's that time of life when I'm always waking up and I can't sleep all night.
Even though the night of passion that I had been planning for several months was seriously derailed when you mistakenly took my little blue pill, thinking that it was your hormonal supplement which you are currently taking for your temperature fluctuations.
I can't really believe you told her that. I will. I might be changing my mind now. I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone. Our hearts still beat as one. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside.
Even though I have been receiving telephone calls and emails from Julia Roberts and some of her friends on a remote Greek island inviting me to come and stay with them for several months with full benefits.
Do you believe that? Even though I won the lottery and had enough money to find a younger man who had a little more get up and go in certain areas and didn't mind if I snored, and he always put the toilet seat down.
Fat a chance.
I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone.
So many years.
Our hearts still beat as one. We can't even count them. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside. Were you burned, even though?
Oh, yeah. Even though I was horribly burned and disfigured when our house caught fire and I had to rush in to rescue your stupid glass figurines from that hideous cabinet that you spent all the money I was saving on.
Even though you wore a Speedo to the very big family gathering at the Jersey Shore that had an Italian flag on your left buttock. And all the women had to hide their eyes because they'd never seen such a sight that they would admit to, at least in the daytime. And my mother was horrified.
Good.
I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone. Our hearts still beat as one. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside. One more time, everybody sing in kazoo and do harmony. I will stay with you our whole life through, storm and wind, rain and hail, as it should be. Our love will prevail, though the years have come and gone. Our hearts still beat as one. Mere words cannot describe the way you make me feel inside. Oofa, tutti-fatti, woo! Tutti-fatti, tutti-fatti. I think you got to give me a little kiss. A little kiss after that. A little kiss. Ooh, ooh, ooh. A little kiss. I said kiss. I didn't say that other thing. Oh, my God. Ah, yes. And you know, here's the thing. The years keep going on, then you really forget all the things that happened in the past, and you can only remember what happened today, right? And what happened today seemed really nice. So we are going to sing our last song because it's the end of the show. Because it's a school night. Yeah, it's a school night. We got to go to work tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to take one more sip of this thing. And to astound you and delight you, I brought my accordion. Oy vey. Now, many people don't get to hear accordion players. Yes, and by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but we got the duct tape going on here. So and over there. So if anybody here works for duct tape, I think that I should be their spokesperson, right? I could be showing them this. I could be showing them my pocketbook. We should send this to duct tape themselves, right? We should send this to the duct tape people. She's taking a picture right now for duct tape, okay? And you are going to know this song again. And you are going to sing it with me. And you are also going to play your kazoo. Here we go. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll say Vita Bella. You are sounding good out there. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. Lucky fella, when the world seems to just like pasta vazoo. That's amore. I always forget this verse. I can't stand it. When you walk down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. Oh, good, I remember just in time. When you walk through a dream and you know you're not dreaming, Signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. All right, we got to do the whole thing again. See if I can remember the words. Here we go. Tutti-fatti. What's the first word? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the stars seem to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. But I haven't had any wine. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll say Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella, good kazoo playing. When the stars make you drool just like pasta vazoo, that's some heartache. When you walk down the street with your feet on a cloud, you're in love. Here we go, big finish. When you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming, signore, scusa me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore. Sing that line again. Scusa me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore. Woo! Ciao, ciao, ciao. Oh, grazie, grazie, grazie. Oh, yeah. Oh, a standing. Oh, yes, a standing. Oh, my God, a standing. Oh, grazie. Woo! Grazie, 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 grazie. Thank you, thank you. Oh, tutti fare. Come up here, tutti fare. We'll give Tuto a ovation. Yeah, tutti fare. Thank you, dolls, all for coming out. I'll look forward to seeing you again. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Call me up. Talk to me. Whatever.
God bless him. For sure.
God bless Aunt Lena. Thank you, doll.
God bless
Gotta make
Aunt
this
Lena.
song of the cross. Because I just forgot to tell you, the team is usually lined up at everybody's house. I forgot to tell you this. St. Joseph, Mary, Sacred Heart of Jesus with the heart on the outside dripping blood.
Anthony?
St. Anthony, and let me tell you, and St. Jude, Saint of the Hopeless. But St. Anthony, just to let me tell you guys this, I forgot to tell you, St. Anthony is the saint of lost things. And if you lose something, all you got to do is say this little prayer. Ready? Tony, Tony, come around. Something's lost and can't be found. And it works whether you're Catholic or Jewish, whatever you are. Doesn't matter, or nothing, okay? I'm going to tell you again. This is how I know this works every time. So one time, I was in a hotel room with this guy. Well, I was in a hotel. He was a storytelling coach. He said he was teaching me stories. He was, sure, that's what I said, sure. Whatever. That's what you call it. I'm good with that. But he had lost his wedding ring in the room. So I said to him, we'll say the prayer of St. Anthony. He said, I'm Jewish. I said, it doesn't matter. So say the prayer. Ready? Tony, Tony, come around. Something's lost and can't be found. Well, you know, I'm sitting there trying to learn about telling stories from him. I mean, I should have been teaching him, right? What was he doing teaching me? And suddenly it pops in my head, suitcase, shirts. So I say to him, open your suitcase. Under those shirts, he does, and what does he find? His wedding ring. I'm telling you, it works every single time. So that's my last life tip. I'm going to be very up to date. A life hack. I know, a life hack for you guys. So thank yous for coming. I love yous all. Ciao, 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 ciao. Ciao. Yes, I'm sending you kisses, 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 kisses. And I need new scraps for this accordion, don't you think? We're kind of covered in duct tape over here. Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, my back. Good thing I'm coming to see you, Jim, on Wednesday to get my back fixed. Okay, now I'm going to come down right from the stage and talk to you all. Like, we'll talk amongst ourselves, shall we?
Where do we get glasses like
You got your stud finder.
Oh, my stud finder. Let me get it. Let me get Let me say. Oh, did you have something in mind, Bill, over there? Did you have something in mind? Yeah. Stud finding, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Your wife won't mind. I'll take you off her hands. 2 Bills right there. Bill and Bill and Bill and Mike. Mike.
Mike. It's all the mics. Mike, and Mike.
Yeah, I'm just testing everybody. Oh, did it light up? Oh. Oh, look, it lit up. Oh, my God. You must be the one. Oh, my God. Should I do it on your back? Let's see if it lights up. Oh, it lights up for everybody. It says, you know what it says here? It says ready. It says ready.
Oh, yeah.
Doll. Can I get a photo?
Yes, you can get a photo. Absolutely. We'll put this down. It says ready. I love it. Oh, my gosh. I got to test it on you. All right. We're doing. Oh, of course. Of course. You know you're on my Instagram.